During the winter break of 2017, I was working on a personal project of mine, an animation as it were. Now, I like to keep a music playlist running on YouTube while I work my Cintiq, and that night was no different. The playlist during that time contained its fair share of rock, jazz, and, of course, J-pop. But then my playlist suddenly gets to an English cover of a song that I'd never heard before. Jailbreak. The song tells the story of a group of friends, called Simi and Karina, who both share the goal of escaping their city, which is surrounded by a large cage. However, as time passes, Karina joins the army/police force, leaving his friend all alone still chasing their childhood dream. This eventually comes to a head with Karina sent in order to apprehend and capture the boy. Well, after a bit of conflict, continues to chase him down, only to arrive too late, as Kawasumi starts to pilot his plane that he'd been working on since childhood. However, the engine starts overheating, the music builds, and then... the plane explodes, killing Kawasumi in the process, and leaving Karina in shock and despair. The only silver lining of the story being that Kawasumi managed to complete his goal. He managed to escape his cage, if only for an instant. He completed a jailbreak. However, I wasn't really paying attention to the story when I was listening to that song, so instead, my response was something along the lines of, "Holy shit, that guy just died!" Which isn't the most proper reaction I know, but in my defense, since I was preoccupied with animating on a separate tablet, most of the story kind of flew over my head, and it's only when it exploded that it suddenly got my attention, which is oddly appropriate considering the subject matter. Regardless though, it did get a reaction out of me, which is why I decided to share this story, because it not only serves as a funny antidote, but serves as a good segue to the man behind the song, a Vocaloid producer known simply as Neru. Neru, also known as Usher E.R.P., started his musical career at the ripe young age of 17 and in 2009, and is still active to this day. He specializes in the genres of rock, heavy metal, and EDM, and mainly uses the Vocaloids, or voice synthesizer softwares, Kagman Len and Ren. The purpose of his music is to offer a new perspective or unique view of the world, but one that can be quite dark at times. Take for instance one of his most famous songs, The Lost One's Reaping, where it criticizes the lack of personality and dreams of a student through the prioritization of academics, which is emphasized through its furious chorus, which in turn acts as a cry for help, with lyrics such as, "Who stained that heart black? Who was it? Who was it?" And, "Can we keep going like this? What are you gonna do? I don't care anymore." Although personally, while I feel the song is depressing, which granted isn't something new for Vocaloid, what makes the song stand out is a sense of anger and rebellion in his themes, or to put in layman's terms, a healthy dose of telling everyone to piss off. This makes his music incredibly relatable, with songs such as How to World Domination, which ends with the main characters realizing that in order to get rid of their unhappy memories and fight back against the bullies, they need to become a kind person, which is shown through them metaphorically destroying the school. But much like Lost One's Reaping, this in turn can make some of his songs much more difficult to listen to. Take I Want to Be a Kind Person, one of my favorite songs of his, for example. To briefly summarize, this song is about a girl named Yu, who must come to terms with the suicide of a guy she liked, and overcome with guilt to start listing all the horrible things in the world as if she's becoming them. Hence the title, I Want to Be a Kind Person. While the song isn't dissonant or unpleasing to listen to in the compositional sense, it still doesn't ease the impact of how the song portrays the mental anguish of Yu, which is prevalent in the song's chorus. While Neru is mainly known for his criticism of the school system, incredibly depressing stories, and flying desks, the interesting fact about his latest album Snobism is that, while the songs are still dark, his style has changed just a tad. Taking a much more, quote, upbeat approach, Neru's songs in the album exhibit a much more colourful and lighter tone when compared to his past ones. However, the main difference of Snobism lies in the fact that the album's themes of stagnation, depression, violence, and suicide is portrayed through the lens of satire instead of playing them completely straight. As the YouTube channel Breadbox puts it, quote, "Consider the way something like re-education and How to World Domination told a story. The concept and theme are portrayed through surrogate characters experiencing the problems the song is about. Important to note though is that the characters are always portrayed as the victims of societal issues. Contrast to that with Snobism, the character in the song is no longer the victim. As opposed to the music showing how society problems damage us, it shows people engaging in those very problems, end quote. Star doesn't portray cynicism in the way that might not sound out of place in a grade school's Twitter rant or whatnot, with some of the lyrics representing how some people want the end of the world fallacy to be true, and now they can't wait for the last patch of humanity. Now that we're reaching the end of this essay, I hope all of you in the audience enjoyed some of the songs that I listed in the video, and understand why Neru is greatly regarded in the Vocaloid scene. While his music generally falls into the darker side of things, it does so with a purpose and sometimes a funky beat. And what better way to conclude this video than by listening to some of my favourite songs of his, so hopefully you can find some of them to your liking. Terminating the World. While the story is pretty dark, stating that talent is generally worse than mediocrity, the big band aesthetic really allows the song to stand out and makes it a joy to listen to regardless, especially the Mafu Mafu cover. Junk Parade. While a tad older than some of his other works, Junk Parade definitely needs more attention. Its theme of keep marching on, even if you've seen its discarded junk, is quite captivating, which makes the chorus all the more satisfying. FPS or first-person shooting. Despite its rather grim subject matter of a boy losing his best friend, the melody and composition of the piece is oddly catchy and pleasing to listen to. Or maybe it was just so jaded after my action analysis class last year that it appeared that way. Well, either way, give it a listen. Terror or terrorism? Ending on a surprising light note, Terror continues I Want to Be a Kind Person in another song called Drowned in a Wave of Sadness with a rather uplifting message, stating the importance of perseverance and that true terrorism is being trapped by a heartless crowd. It's a great to listen to while you're down, but given the title you probably want to delete your search history after listening to the song. Most, if not all, of the songs that I've listed above are available online on YouTube, so give them a listen if you need something that speaks to your inner teenager that wants nothing more than to rebel against the system. Or to put it in layman's terms,